Hello, everyone. Welcome to possibly my final stream on YouTube for like a little bit. I will be gone for a little bit, so I'm not gonna do any series just gonna be playing random stuff over on Twitch mostly. It's just so I can, keep doing that and making like 30 cents. But for YouTube, I will be gone for like a couple months. So yeah. And stream crashing. I think the other day I did fix my computer, so it should not just crash anymore. It was like a random problem with my BIOS settings, I think. That was like messing up my RAM. So I fixed that. But yeah. Anyways, today I'm playing the OneShot Pancake episode, because yesterday or the day before that or sometime, I don't know, was the 12-year anniversary of the original OneShot, and I saw they released a Nico vinyl figure, and so I immediately bought it. So yeah, I'm gonna have that, I guess, at some point. I think it was pre-order, so that's cool. This game came out for the 10th anniversary, I'm pretty sure. So, but I'm playing it because OneShot was the first game that I started multi-streaming on with YouTube and Twitch. So I thought it'd be nice to kind of come full circle. It was the game started on Twitch, now it's the game that I might be ending on YouTube with. So yeah, I'll get into more of that later, probably. I don't know how long this is, but for now, let us start. Whatever the start button is, and if I'm clicking into the actual game this time. Hi everyone, as you know, it's the 10-year anniversary of OneShot. 12. Well, the original version anyway. So I thought I'd decorate the cafe. We opened extra early today, so nobody's shown up yet. Except me. Okay, that's enough. I'm here on a very special mission today. Can you guess what it is? Does it involve a celebration cake? Or the pan variety? How'd you know? You, literally told me a minute ago before the camera turned on? Oh, right. Today, I will be showing everyone how to make Mama's special pancakes. And you'll be helping. Because he's a grown-up, and I'm not old enough to use the soap without adult supervision. You didn't, like, set things on fire before. I think God counts as adult supervision. Yeah, that's fair. Alright then, follow me to the kitchen. Okay. I don't remember any of the voices I did. Milk and sugar. I like both, but not in coffee. Fair. This is the kitchen. I clean up pretty good. You never know, we had a fire last week. Another one? Right. Robots are surprisingly flammable. That's a fridge. That's the pantry. And then actually add pans in it. My coworkers aren't here because they're still getting repaired for fire damage, so we won't have extra help today. Do you think you're gonna know it? Of course, I help Mama out in the kitchen all the time. Especially when making pancakes. I even wrote down the recipe. Whoa, so many pages. And surprisingly legible for crayon. Like I said, these pancakes are very special, so I wrote a lot. It takes me a long time to make, start to finish. But she even makes the syrup herself. Wow, sounds like a lot of work. Sometimes in life, you gotta work hard. Oh, it says here that we need cups of things. What are cups? Measuring cups? You have to measure cups? Not sure if I get it. Don't you cook for your job? I didn't cook without measuring cups. Or measuring spoons. Do you know how much flour to use? I weigh it? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that people in the city use that. Sounds like a hassle. Yeah, I have to use a scale every time they cook. Well, we do live in a city. No, not your city, my city. The city we have back home. Right. The scale of time sounds hard. It'd be much easier if we had measuring cups and spoons. I still don't know what those are, though. Like, amount-wise. Maybe we need to get some help. Hold on. Oh, you brought a friend. Yep, and he's willing to help us. Willing isn't exactly the right word here. Okay. Oh, well, you gotta dug this thing out from storage. Ooh, what is it? Why don't you turn on the switch to find out? Oh, music player. I thought it would be fitting here. Does it play any other songs? It's only the birthday song, I'm afraid. Let's play heavy metal like in the cooking shows. It's also kind of funny that you have to light it on fire every time. I know. It's like, I like it, but fire is cool. Fire is hot, actually. I think it's a level 3 safety violation, and therefore extremely stupid. Oh wait, the candle isn't real. Convincing though, right? Oh. Then it's just stupid. This better be good. Oh, of course. I wouldn't call it you if it wasn't an emergency. Dire, sticky, sugary, delicious emergency. You want me to do gram conversions, don't you? Maybe. So much for this not being a pain in the... Assuming that you do not need perfect conversions, I should be able to help. This world is only calibrated to the metric system, and my database on other units only has a limited sample size that does not account for various contingencies. So it might not be exactly... How much does a cup of flour weigh? 120 grams, roughly. Whoa, you answer so fast. A simple query like that does not take long to... How much does 3 cups of water weigh? 720 grams. How about half a cup of beans? Depends on the bean. Pinto. 70 grams, and why do you even need beans to make pancakes? How about 100 cups of ice cream? Vanilla. 21,400 grams, or 2.14 kilograms. Are you having fun? Is a kilogram of steel heavier than a kilogram of feathers? Do not test my patience. Reduce to a calculator. Cool. Fancy coffee machine. Coffee's for grown-ups. That's the sink. Frying pan. Makes pancakes. Exclusively. Now that I've touched these to sew myself. Now that pros here to help us, we can continue. For those of you following along, you would need a gram scale. But if you have measuring cups and spoons like I do now, we could use those instead. It'll probably be a lot easier. Next up is ingredients. Since this recipe is so long, we should probably split it into 3 parts. Kinda is 3 recipes in one. That's what Mom does. You have to do it in a specific order for the best results. Okay, I'll go get everything ready. Quite the list we have here. Oof. I like the other song. These are hazelnuts. Mom always starts with this step, where she turns hazelnuts into hazelnut candy. You sprinkle them all on top of the pancakes later. She also says this recipe is pretty dangerous for a kid, so I normally only help with the first steps. First, cut a piece of parchment paper with scissors and put it on a baking pan or anything that's heat proof. Then you need to get a knife and cutting board. I don't enough to use knives on my own either, so you'll have to do this part. Okay. Take about half a cup of hazelnuts, 65 grams, and cut them up like this. Then you pick out all these big pieces. You don't want the crumbs because they'll burn. Save the crumbs, just mix it in with the hazelnut flour though. Smart. Now you need a frying pan, but not for pancakes. Toast the hazelnut pieces on the pan on a low or medium heat for 5 minutes until they turn brown and smell nice. Careful though, you don't want it to burn. They won't burn if I'm stirring them the whole time. Oh, I think it's just about done. Whoa, that's fast. But it's only been 3 minutes. Also, the pans are a little different, so they heat up different speeds. Alright, then you turn off the heat and dump all the hazelnut plate onto a plate or bowl. Or just the counter if it's clean. Then you wipe down the pan real good with a damp towel to get rid of all the burnt bits. You can put the pan back on the warm stove to evaporate off the water. Get the pan dry for the next step. Now the skin should be loose on the hazelnut pieces, so you can rub the pieces between your hands to get all the skin out. Are they cool enough to touch it? Yeah. Ooh, let me do it. Oh, yeah, blah blah. Always lets me do this part. I have to use my sleeves. Wait, but I'll mess around to wash my coat afterwards. Use your bare hands, it'll probably take longer. Why not just use a towel? Smart. Well, now the skin will come off, and that's okay. And put the hazelnut pieces back in the pan, just like last time. Don't put in any crumbs. I'll just let the crumbs away this time, since it's mostly just skin and burnt bits anyway. Then you add a quarter cup of sugar to the pan, 50 grams. Now turn the pan on medium heat, melt the sugar while stirring the pan. Mom says melt the sugar is super hot, so it can really hurt you if you touch it. I'll stay over here. Can't believe something as tasty as sugar can be so dangerous. Sugar start them out at around 5 minutes. Might be different for this stove though. To melt, stir it even more. You want to melt all the sugar and coat all the hazelnut pieces with it. I'll usually keep it on the stove for another 3 minutes or so for all the sugar to melt. Okay, I'll keep stirring. Be careful, okay? I'll be fine. Oh, did you burn yourself? Nope. Just a surprise. Surprise, it melted as fast as it did. Don't scare me like that. I think it's something. Okay, take it off the heat. Hurry. And you just dump everything out again, this time on the parchment paper. I'll pour it on a thin layer, since I assume you don't want big clusters that would be tough to break up later. They have to stick together at least a little bit. And again, it's really hot, so definitely don't touch it. Well, once we chop them up on a cutting board. Don't try to break them up with your hands, though. Sugar can be as sharp as glass. Another cool betrayal by the world's most delicious substance. Okay, it's all chopped up now. You got a jar or all tight container? Gotta keep them crunchy while we make other things. Otherwise, the sugar will get sticky after a while. Say, why is that? Why are you looking in my direction? Because you're the smartest guy here. Because sugar has hygroscopic. Okay. Which means, tracks water molecules in the air. Water molecules will then disrupt the crystal structure of the hardened sugar you just made. You heat the sugar up to about 150 degrees Celsius, also referred to as the hard crack stage. In this state, the sugar is hard and brittle and crunchy. But as the hardened sugar continues to pull moisture from the air and thus disrupting its crystal structure, it will lose its hardness. Water is able to do this because of the polar molecule, which means that it has two differently charged regions. The oxygen atom holds a particularly negative charge, while the two hydrogen atoms hold a partially positive charge. This polarity gives the water the ability to attract other polar molecules. And not only that, but the pair of hydrogen bonds the water molecule also goes on for another 5 minutes. Time for words. I'll just go put this in a jar with some stick gel packets. Stick gel formed with silicon dioxide is extremely porous with a large surface area that completely portion area of the intention. It has the ability to absorb 50% of its own weight in water and is used as a commercial desiccant. Okay, so we would absorb all the moisture in a small and close space, the sealed jar. Good to know. We're making syrup next. Oh, syrup is super simple to make. Well, I think it's scary. Because we're melting sugar again. I'll stay over here, away from the stove. You can help me cut the butter at least. We'll need 2 tablespoons of it, 30 grams. Cut into smaller pieces with the butter. Butter knife is safe for little old me. On my side, we'll need a cup of brown sugar, 208 grams. Which goes in the saucepan along with half a cup of water, 120 grams. Mix together with small whisk, then heat over medium-high heat while constantly stirring. Oh, don't forget to add the maple syrup. 2 tablespoons, right? 40 grams. Say, why do we have to cook this syrup and melt it? The maple syrup always stays a liquid. You're looking at me again. Maple syrup contains invert sugars, which are structurally different from table sugar. Invert sugars have better moisture retention properties and not readily crystallize. It's typical to add invert sugar to syrups made with regular sugar in order to prevent the mixture from recrystallizing, which would lead to grainy texture. I'll just use honey and corn syrup for that. Then it won't taste as good. I wouldn't know the difference regardless. Alright, you can't eat. Once the syrup boils, switch the heat down to medium low and simmer for about 2 minutes while stirring. Nico, can you pass me the butter? I cut into little cubes like Mama does. Is that okay? Nice. It can be any shape. Pieces just need to be small enough to melt quickly once added to the syrup. Stirring it helps melt faster. Correct. Then we just take it off the heat and leave it in the pan to cool down to eating temperature. Careful not to touch it though. Now we're finally ready to make pancake batter. Main event. Yep, it's a 3 mixing bowl recipe. 1 bowl for dry ingredients, 1 bowl for wet ingredients, and 1 bowl just for the egg white. That's how you really know it's special, huh? Because of all the dishes you have to clean afterwards. It's not a labor of love without the labor, as Mama always says. Look, like we'll also need the sifter and a whisk. More things to clean later. And a pan, don't forget the pan. Because otherwise it would just be cake. Actually, it would just be raw. You don't need to use the stove until the end, so I can help out way more this time. First bowl is the egg white bowl. Needs to be super clean. No oil or it'll ruin everything. I like to wipe down the bowl with some lemon juice, just to be sure. Then you want to take an egg and separate out the egg white. You can't mix any egg yolk into the egg white because egg yolks have oil in it. Say, because egg white is a pure protein. Protein molecules tend to link to each other while partially denatured through mechanical force such as whisking. The whisking process would also introduce a lot of air into the mixture, causing the protein mesh to become a foam. Oil molecules would disrupt the mesh structure, causing the foam to collapse. That was what you were going to ask. How'd you know? Alright, back to the eggs. I like to suck out the egg yolk with a water bottle, but something that can break the egg yolk. I can also dig it out with my hand, but then my hands will get slimy. I just use separate. Oh, that's handy. It's handy because then you don't need to use your hands. Okay, now I put the egg yolk in a second bowl, the green one. You can leave the egg white alone for now. Hope it doesn't get lonely. It won't because it's just an egg. Half an egg. I think this is the elevator music from the game, right? I'm pretty sure. It sounds like it would be music that you would hear in an elevator in a game. Alright, then we take the bowl with the egg yolk and mix it with half a cup of buttermilk, which is very tasty. 112 grams. You'll want 3 tablespoons of regular milk to go in that too. 45 grams. Mix it all in together and leave that alone too. You put it next to the first bowl so that it doesn't get lonely. It won't get lonely, it's just milk. Okay, now we want to take the sifter and put in a half a cup of flour. 60 grams. Oh, but then I gotta take a tablespoon of flour out. 8 grams, leaving you with 52 grams of flour. Right. Then add a tablespoon of cornstarch. Also 8 grams. Then after that, add 2 tablespoons of hazelnut flour. Best part, 14 grams. Then 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. The other best part, 26 grams. Then 1 teaspoon of baking powder, which does not taste great on its own. 5 grams. And finally a pinch of salt, less than 1 gram. If I add too much of the pancakes, will be salty. Might still taste good though. can joke like that. I wasn't joking. There are salty pancakes out there too, you know. I like to make mine with shredded vegetables, such as... I will pretend not to hear you while I sift all of this flour. Oh, bigger pieces of hazelnut and some of the brown sugar might not go through the sifter. That's okay though, just add it into the flour I mix after everything else is sifted through. And you mix it by hand one last time before adding it I'm yawning. Into the buttermilk mixture. You want to pour the flour mixture slowly, then mix it with the spatula real gentle. Ah, that's called folding, where you mix the dry and wet ingredients together in a sort of cutting motion with the spatula. If you overmix, pancakes will get tough. Though I don't know, because it develops the gluten in the flour. Gluten is a mixture of proteins found in wheat flour, which is created when flour is mixed with water and further developed into elastic network with elastic polymers. Thanks. Gluten is great for making bread, but not so good if you want to make something softer like pancakes. Some people are also really allergic to gluten, so I gotta clean the kitchen really well for customers with allergies. Feel bad for them because they can't have these pancakes. Maybe they can use gluten-free flour? It might not be the exact same, but maybe. Okay, now we leave the batter alone for about 20 minutes. This gives the baking powder time to activate, and it will also hydrate the flour. Rest well, batter. We only need to wait a few more minutes for the batter to be ready. You should work on the egg whites now. Okay, this part's really hard. You've got to take your whisk and whisk the egg whites a lot until it turns all white. It takes a while forever to do this. An electric mix will make this a lot easier. That's a thing? Yeah? What is this sorcery? Electricity. That's handy. That's why it's called a hand mixer. That's not actually why it's called that. A couple drops of lemon juice and the egg whites will also help. Oh, right, Mama does that too. I always wondered why that is. Because acid helps stabilize the protein film. Slightly lower pH would keep the ancient proteins relatively loose, preventing them from folding back up. This allows the structure to go to incorporate more air rolls, creating a more stable foam. Traditionally, the acid most commonly used for meringue is a cream of tartar. Oh, I love tartar sauce. It's great in potato salad. Oh, we normally just use it for seafood. Especially fish. I like fish. And before you say cats like fish, I can assure you that's the coincidence. But maybe that's why they named the famous cat after tartar sauce? Tartar sauce is something completely unrelated. The name tartar in Greek tartar comes from potassium bitartrate. Potassium salt tartaric. Which potassium is a funny word. That's a bad word in the middle. I don't think I'm allowed to say that. Oh shoot, you're right. Podium. Pronounced podium. Podium. That sounds like potty. Let's stop talking about potassium. Okay. Shut up. Potty. The egg at soft peak right now. Do I keep going? I'm gonna use this until you can turn the bowl upside down. Without anything falling out, of course. Because that would just make a huge mess. Stiff peak it is then. Half a minute of electric mixer sounds later. And it's ready now. So fast. Such is the power of technology. Okay, now we put the foam in the batter and do the fold mixing thing again. But we have to pour the egg foam into the batter, not the other way around. Otherwise, it might mess up its consistency. I knew that. Oh, and you have to use this batter right away, or it'll go flat over time. Okay, I'll go up the stove then. I don't really know the steps because it's on a stove. Okay, I'll take over then. Oh, right, we don't have the regular griddle right now. It was damaged in the fire. I'll just have to make these in the pan. That's what Mama does. She uses a really heavy black pan for these. I think it's called a cat's iron pan? A cast iron pan? That's the one. Silly me. We are not cats. Oh, and she adds a ton of butter to it. We only have stainless steel pans right now, so butter would definitely help it not stick to the pan. Though that might not make very smooth looking pancakes, but tends to make it look more bubbly. But it'll taste great. I need a stick of butter by itself if I could. Well, we probably won't need that much butter for this batch. Since I guess since I usually make pancakes, a big non-stick griddle might be a little rusty doing it the old-fashioned way. Unlike this pan, it doesn't rust because it's made of steel. I'll start heating up the pan on medium heat with some butter. About 4 or 5 out of 9 on the standard stove. Give it maybe a couple minutes, then add a drop of water to the pan. If it sizzles, that means the pan is hot enough. Scary. Then you lower the heat down to a notch to around 3. And how much batter does your mom normally use? Let's see, you add a third of a cup? Conversion data for pancake batter not found in database. And enough batter pancake about 4 inches across. So we end up with about 5 or 6 pancakes. You can make them bigger, but they'll be harder to flip. Okay, first pancake down. Let's wait about 5 minutes for that to cook. Then you slide spatula under it. If it feels solid enough to lift that collapse, bing, then it's ready to flip, and barely any color. I expected this. First pancake is always ugly. Cook it for 4 more minutes on the other side to flip it, and done. Same on the other side too. I guess the pan is not enough yet. That's okay. Besides, I shall accept the ugly pancakes as a sacrifice. Now to make the rest. Don't forget to add more butter between each to make pancake. I'll crank the heat up a notch to 4 this time. Maybe this will help it brown better. I don't want to turn it up too high because it might burn. Nothing sadder than a burned pancake. Heavy stove is different though, so these definitely aren't hard numbers. Oh, this pancake turned out a lot nicer. But the pan is too hot now, so if I add more butter now, it'll explode. Scary. Because butter is an emulsion of fat and water, both of which do not mix with each other. The explosions are caused by the water rapidly returning to steam under high temperatures. Yep, that's why you don't put out a grease fire with water. I'll lower the heat back down to 3 for now. Guess we can just adjust the heat as we cook the rest. And done. Are we just about ready to put everything together? Yep. Let me do it. Okay, so you stack the pancakes and add a square of butter to it, like this. And then, where's the syrup? It's over here, on the stove. Back in the danger zone. It was time to congeal, so I'm warming it up and back up. Caramel syrup. Good. Caramel syrups tend to solidify after a while. Especially in our case, since it's not a true caramel, so it'll get gritty as it cools. Nothing a few minutes on the stove can't fix, though. But you have to start the entire time or it might burn. Yuck. Okay, then we put the warm, not burnt syrup over the top and sprinkle the candy hazelnuts on top of that. And done. Wow. The pancake stat graph or whatever it's called. Now, normally I would eat the whole thing myself, but you guys worked so hard on this. So we should all share. I cannot eat. Alright. Oh well, more for me. I'll just eat the baked pancakes that didn't fit the snack. But that's a sad one. Sad, lonely, undecorated. Never mind. Professional at work. Do you want to eat the rest of these at the table? Yeah. Alright, let's take a break from the kitchen. Fruit of our labor. It's not actually fruit. I'm still here for some reason. Can we go in the store? This is a storage room? Okay. Oh no. I completely forgot we were open early today. How long have you guys been waiting? 25 minutes and 10 seconds. Oh, I just got here. Hi, Nico. Hi, Lulu. Hi, Lamplighter Man. I have a name. What you guys doing back in the kitchen? I was teaching Wing how to make pancakes. But doesn't Wing already know how to make pancakes? Not these special ones that my mama makes. And thank you for sharing that with me. I learned a lot today. So the master has become the student. mostly about molecules, but I can see why they like these so much now. It's a very involved recipe. Almost more like a cake than pancake. What? That's so cool. Me next, I get to go next. Oh, you want to learn how to make these pancakes too? You might be a little too young. Even an older kid like Nico is scared of some parts. Hey, I wasn't scared, it's just self-defense. Like Kung Fu? Huh? Were you karate chopping all the pots and pans because you were scared? What? No. Because I would. Do you mean like self-preservation? Yeah, that. I don't know that word. I just don't want to be near a hot stove. Especially not around sugar lava. Exactly. Nico was just being responsible. Can you eat the lava? Absolutely do not eat the lava. And the responsible thing for me to do is not let Lula anywhere near a stove. Well, we'll teach you how to make these pancakes when you're little or a lot older, okay? No, I'm gonna teach you how to make my favorite food. It does not have lava. Oh, in that case, sure. Yay! Guess it's open house day in the kitchen. Oh, they are following me. I see. I go over here, but conveniently, there are chairs blocking the exit. Genius move. Let's see, you got any bread? Sure, but it's just pre-sliced, not the loaves you guys normally have. That's even better, now we don't have to cut it. Okay, you gotta cook the bread on pan over hot coals. We have a toaster. That's even better. Now get some yogurt and mix in some salt and seasons. Seasons? Like spring and summer? Of course not, silly. Winter it is. That's not what I meant, and you know it. I'm assuming what sea moss salt? We got a shipment from the Glen a while ago. We also have garlic salt, which tastes a little bit a lot stronger. Give me the garlics. You don't get this much back home. Okay, mix the salt with the yogurt, then just spread this on the bread with a spoon. Then I like to rip up some fish into little pieces and put it on top. Smoked fish, not alive. Do you got any? We have smoked salmon. Will that work? My favorite. Then I like to put some seeds on top of the fish to make it crunchy. Well, these are artisanal toast sesame seeds work. I'll take it. Wow, fish bread. Sesame seed inferior. Bird seed. Oh, okay. So, oh, you want to make something too? I was actually just gonna order my regular jug of coffee, but breakfast won't hurt. Look at you, eating food. Ugh. Cover your eyes, kids, or your parents might get mad. Step 1. Toast a slice of bread. Step 2. Cover it with butter, room temperature. Step 3. Step C. Sprinkle on instant coffee and sugar for taste. And done. It tastes okay. And that's breakfast. For lunch, I normally mix the instant coffee into some 3-minute noodles. The cup kind. You don't need to add the sugar. Or if I'm really in a rush, I just put a scoop of coffee into a bag of uncooked. I think you should leave the kitchen. I should probably start the coffee machines. Do you want any, Nico? No thanks. Coffee is for grown-ups. I heard it's really bitter. Only if you drink it black. You might like it in a decaf hazelnut cappuccino or mocha latte, though. I only understand one of those words. I like it black. That was so much fun. Too bad we didn't get to the karate choppity pants, though. Please do not do that. Cool. Lulu, have you been here this whole time? Don't cut everything off like that, jeez. Sorry, I got hungry. Foraging food is so easy in the city, though. Nice guy at the cafe feeds me for free because I'm very cute and also a baby. Can't argue with that. He gives this guy here free food because he doesn't take care of himself despite being a grown-up and his house is probably really messy. Hey, just saying. Whoa, hey, what's with all the decorations? Is it someone's birthday? Did you just notice? I guess you could call it a birthday. It's the 10-year anniversary. Anniversary of what? Someone's wedding? Or... I don't think anyone here is married. It's the anniversary of the original... Oh, right, you weren't around for that. That's okay, neither was I. I was. I think. What are anniversaries but grim reminders that we are inching another year closer to an inevitable demise. I wasn't around either. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I'm just here for your emotional support. Thanks. Yeah, a lot of us got here pretty late, didn't we? Especially me. Yeah, you really lost me there. No, it was 10 years ago. Do you think I could remember that far back? He doesn't. But I'm not gonna pass up an excuse to party. Hey. Anyway, where's all the booze? What a crowd. I'll say. Looks like I got a lot of cooking to do now, huh? Oh, I'll help. We can make more pancakes. Pancakes. Count me in. You know I'm always up for some breakfast for dinner. George, it's 8 in the morning. We're having breakfast for breakfast. I guess you put an all-nighter on those manuscripts again? You know it, babe. Breakfast for dinner for breakfast. For lunch. Because we already ate. Pancakes, that makes me nostalgic. We haven't seen them in a long time, have we? Yeah. What are you two whispering about? Just reminiscing. Nico. These must be important to you. Of course. This is my mom's special recipe. They're my favorite thing to eat ever. Ah, how wonderful. You don't want to know how long these took to make, though. I was there. But that time's not wasted to spend on something you care about. It's true. These pancakes turned out really good because we spent a lot of time on them. Sick. Won't make you sick. Unless you eat 100 of them. 5,500 grams. Ooh, that sounds amazing. Eating 100 pancakes? If they're as good as you say, we just might. Collectively. I can't eat 100 pancakes by myself. That's quite a con. Speaking of whom, that man. I have a name. You're not gonna bail on us again, are you? I was just gonna go back to work, but I guess everyone's staying, so it'd be super awkward if I left now. Yeah, sure, I'll stay. I can go for second breakfast. I'm a growing baby bird and my body demands nutrients. Nutrients, but it's mostly just sugar. It's a party, so who cares? Sugar is a nutrient, technically. That means we get to eat as much as we want. Haha, that's the spirit. Spirit? There are no spirits here. I'm talking about boots. Magpie, we just said it's 8 in the morning. What? Nah, I'm not getting much. Just a shot. Just one. One shot. I don't think this is the right kind of sandwich for booze. One shot. Kip's right. We just have breakfast foods here, mostly. Like the 100 pancakes coming up. Or however many orders we get. Let's not keep everyone waiting. Okay, I'll go back to work then. See you in a bit. Hey, I said I'm gonna help. Don't start without me. One shot. 10th anniversary. Thank you for playing. Thank you for all your support in the last 10 years. Credits. All the other fart. I thought that said a different thing. Nico plush. I still need to get the Nico plush from Fangamer. I always forget that Fangamer stuff. Okay, well the game crashed. I always forget that Fangamer stuff is like not like limited time, and you can just buy it whenever. Because I definitely want to get some stuff off there for a couple games. But anyways, that was fun. I can't believe I forgot like pretty much every voice that I did for all of those characters. But that was that. It was mostly just me reading a recipe, but it was a fun little experience, you know? You know? Anyways, now it is time to talk for real about stuff. Um, but basically, so been thinking for a little bit if I want to kind of change up what I'm doing here on the streaming in general. Because I've been streaming on YouTube and Twitch since beginning of the year. Um, but I already now kind of think that maybe I stop streaming on YouTube and just focus on Twitch because I'm already affiliate there and I can make money. YouTube doesn't give me shit, which sucks. Um, because I need like 4 billion subscribers, which like makes sense because it's definitely a much bigger platform. I think. Well, it probably is. Yeah. Like, and you can just upload a bunch of stuff, nonsense, and get that because that's what all of this, AI slop channels do when they make $1 million, and that kind of, sucks. But I'm not. I'm. Well, I might do that because YouTube Shorts. I might turn myself into YouTube Shorts, but only if they're really funny. I'll do that because it would give me like I don't know two views, which is like two more than I usually get. So um yeah. Anyways, but yeah, I'm thinking about maybe stopping streaming on YouTube, mostly just because it's harder to a little bit in some ways. I've had to like code ish like in uh like figure out like all the HTML stuff and to get the freaking sub goal thing. I've had to go through like 5 different little chat things, and I can't even really customize this one that much. Um, like how I want it to. Um, and it's kind of all that stuff. It's for some reason really hard to multi-stream, and I think in some ways technically not even allowed on Twitch, but just don't tell anybody that I'm doing that, please, or they'll get really mad at me, and I don't like that. I don't like when people are mad at me. Um, uh, but yeah, just I don't know. I might change to Twitch. I might like even I've considered maybe doing like a whole rebranding kind of thing, getting like new stream stuff that looks really good and made by someone who's actually competent at graphic design stuff. And then, my streams would look better. And then that's good. It's good that that is. Um, I don't know though, because like on one hand, it's like I want it to be the best that I can make it. But on the other hand, I don't know if I want to spend money on things that it's just not gonna go anywhere really. You know? Um, because I think if I did Twitch, I would for one upload the full streams on my little stream archive channel, but I would probably maybe edit them into videos too. But I know from experience doing that in the past that I'm too lazy to actually do that. So I would have to get someone to edit them and then I would pay them. But since I'm not like making any money from doing all that YouTube stuff, then like I don't know. But like if I do that, then like people would see those edited videos and they'd be like, "Wow, I want to see the real stream." So they would come to my Twitch and then they would give me money, hopefully. So like I could pay it, but it's like, you gotta lose money to lose money. Um, but maybe I'll do that. I don't know. it's definitely going to be something different in the future, one way or another. Or not. I don't know. Maybe I'll just keep it the fucking same for forever. Um, but nonetheless, I will be not streaming on YouTube for a bit. Um, it does kind of suck because for one, as you can see, we are one sub away from Subnautica. Uh, so yeah, I'll because my internet died for some reason. I hope that's back now. Hello? Hello. Hi. How you doing? My stream crashed. Which I love when that happens. And my internet just decides to whatever. But yeah. I'll see you guys on Twitch for the next 3 months. And after that, we'll see. But yeah, I'm rambling because I don't know. I forget. I like come into these with things to say, and then I forget all the things I'm going to say. So that's yeah. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.